Jason Momoa is everywhere right now, with his new movie releasing soon on the streaming giant Netflix and him visiting New Zealand, where he met the All Blacks. Things are looking pretty good for the Game of Thrones star. And if you are a fan because you used to live in that part of the world, that's even better, right? In this video, let's talk about how Momoa's in awe because he met the All Blacks. Starting off with the biggest fan. No shame at all in admitting if you're head over heels in love with something, right? That's Jason Momoa for you. He's admitted that he was starstruck when he met the All Blacks rugby team over the weekend in New Zealand. He's also actually previously lived in that part of the world, so this Hollywood megastar is an even bigger All Blacks fan than people who have never visited the place. Of course, he has personal memories and connections attached to it, and why shouldn't he? Everyone knows that he even owns an All Blacks jersey from 1991 that he takes with him wherever he travels. So yeah, he's not just some average Joe fan. Turns out he's a mega fan of the team, and his dream finally came true when he met his favorite team. And it wasn't like it was intentional for him to meet the team he's crazy about. He actually bumped into the legendary team during his visit to New Zealand, so it's pretty much understandable that he was buzzing with excitement and awe. When his nerves had calmed down a bit, he took to his Instagram and said that anyone who knows him knows that he's a huge All Blacks fan. So he was starstruck yesterday, hanging with da boys. Not just that, but he wrote that at Afa Tuangafasi blew my mind and called me my idol. The legend at Tana Umaga 13, I'm still smiling. I'm so very thankful to have met you all. Mahalo for these signed jerseys at It's de Groot and amazing memories. Next up, the team replies. Him being excited is sort of an understatement because his Instagram caption shows us what an insane fan he is. He also wrote, "The Bled stays home. Kick Saturday. I wish I could be there," and hoped to see his brothers in the new year to catch up with them. After he tagged many of the team members of All Blacks, he ended the caption with an aloha. Of course, many of the players even responded to his Instagram post, showing their love for Aquaman himself. Rico Ioane commented, "Mayuso," while Caleb Clark said, "Brada." The All Blacks official account replied too, saying, "Good to meet you, brother. Imagine you bump into your favorite sports team in the world, and the team players and even the official account spam you with their lovely comments. Won't happen for us peasants, so if you're Jason Momoa, sure, you can dream that." This big-time actor, who was basically in awe of the team, is right now in New Zealand to film his new television series, Chief of War. He obviously has some very strong ties to the nation, and even carries around a 1991 All Blacks jersey with him whenever he goes away. So this little meet couldn't have happened to a bigger fan. Sure, some of you guys sitting at home must disagree, saying that you're bigger fans, but come on, we just established that you have to be Jason Momoa to get that sort of a reception by the team that you're a fan of. And unfortunately, none of us can ever be him. Moving on, experience of a lifetime. Momoa then also said that this was one of the greatest presents he's ever been given. And talking about his jersey, he said he never ever leaves his home without it. It travels with him. So when the All Blacks team itself posts you on its Instagram, that's gotta be one of the biggest highlights of your entire life. In a post shared on the All Blacks Instagram account, captioned, "The people you run into in Auckland." The star was seen taking selfies and hugging the team, with a gleeful smile on his face, of course, and then he reposted those pictures himself for his 17 million fans, and captioned it with "Mahalo to my favorite team in the world. Aloha, Jay." In case you didn't know, mahalo is Hawaiian for thank you. Lastly, the fanboy. In another post, Momoa wrote he was a huge All Blacks fan and expressed his thanks to the team for autographing uniforms for him and giving him an experience he won't forget. "We bet you won't ever forget such an experience, Mr. Momoa." He then wrote that he was still smiling thinking about the day he had and was very thankful to have met the team. team. Can't imagine the glee that he must have felt after meeting the team of his dreams. He's currently in New Zealand and was even welcomed to the Bay of Islands, formally and extravagantly. So him being such a huge deal and having such a childlike love for the legendary team is something that you don't see very often. And we're pretty happy that we got to see this amazing side of the Aquaman actor, who, despite being such a big deal, is still a fanboy. After the wonderful welcome that Momoa received in New Zealand at the hands of the indigenous tribe and the All Blacks team, we'll now move on to some other Jason Momoa related news. In other news, first off, Jason Momoa's passion for bikes remains intact. He's now added 3 more bikes to his collection. If you've ever stumbled upon Jason Momoa's social media profile, you can't miss the fact that he's a crazy bike lover. It's been a pretty long time since he's become famous, and now he's a household name. Everyone knows who Jason Momoa is with his breakout role as Khal Drogo in Game of Thrones, even though he was only in 1 season. In real life, his hobbies include spending time in nature and his bikes. He has an extensive collection of bikes, each of a different brand, but the one he likes the most is his Harley Davidson. He just doesn't like it the most. He even has an apparel collection with the motorcycle manufacturer. Even though he's constantly working on his new projects in Hollywood, he still finds time to add more bikes to his forever growing collection. He's now added a 1939 Harley Davidson UL, a 1939 Harley Davidson EL, and a 1941 Harley Davidson EL. Not just that, but he's also collaborated with the Florida-based shop that built vintage bikes, especially for him. Almost a month ago, the shop revealed on Instagram that they were working on one of the bikes for him called the 1941 EL Chopper. Next up, Jason Momoa is ready to take us to his dream world. A new trailer has just arrived with Jason Momoa in it, and that adventure comes to Netflix on November 18th. While the premiere date of the upcoming adventure movie Slumberland is far away, Momoa has taken us deep into an adventure with a little girl that he's guiding through a dreamland where everything is possible. Oh, and Momoa is a man-beast in this movie. More reasons for you to watch it. This fantasy is going to be a breakout role for young actor Marlo Barkley, for whom this is going to be a debut in a feature film. The first teaser gave us a glimpse of Momoa in character, and it brings him to the front and center as we get a taste of the journey he's going to go on with this little girl named Nemo. The trailer highlighted the imaginative adventure that is surely going to be a fun watch with lots of magic, surprising rides, colorful characters, and stunning scenarios. Not only that, but the Slumberland trailer shows us that this story is going to be of loss and nostalgia. Nemo had an amazing time with her father, but faced tragedy when he suddenly passed away. For her, now that she's in a land where anything is possible, she has a chance to see her dad again. Now the question is, what sort of lessons is she gonna learn at the end of her journey? You better keep the tissues nearby. Last of all, the Last Manhunt trailer puts Jason Momoa in the middle of the Wild West. He's smack dab in the middle of the Wild West, with stars Mene Kinimaka and Raul Trujillo. The trailer was exclusively revealed to Collider for the movie The Last Manhunt, an upcoming western starring Momoa, who's a deadly bounty hunter outlaw. It's inspired by true events, where the movie is gonna tell the story of the last manhunt that took place in the early 1900s in the Wild West. The Last Manhunt is inspired by the spoken history of the Chimwevi tribe, which comes from the area that surrounds California's Morongo Valley, Joshua Tree, and Yucca Valley. We saw in the trailer that it respects the story's origins and has used Native Americans for the cast. Oh, and the movie is gonna be in an unusual square format that gives it a retro feel. That's it from our side for today. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or thoughts about Jason Momoa, the Hollywood megastar, in awe as he met the All Blacks in New Zealand, let us know in the comments below. See you in the next one.